Hey everyone, welcome to The Grind. This is a weekly episode where we talk about the sermon that we heard this past weekend. And today we have Nathan and a very special guest, Ben.
Udis.
Well, for those of you who don't know, Ben has been a huge part of The Grind. He helped come up with the idea. He's also been helping to edit the videos. And so we decided to invite him on before he heads back to Scotland for uni. So,
yeah, this is my brainchild.
Yeah, this is his brainchild, yes.
Congratulations. Now everyone knows who you are.
Yep, and now you're featured. So, we're going to be talking about Mount Ararat. It's a difficult word to say, but Ararat, yes. Pastor Jacob was speaking this past weekend, and he was talking about how it's the mountain of rest, and how he was talking about Noah's Ark and how it signifies the presence of God, and he's also talking about resting in God's presence. So a question to kickstart this conversation is, what are some practical ways you use to deal with stress in life?
Sleep.
Yeah, actually.
Student's answer. Sleep.
Yeah. I mean, student and adult answer, because I would say sleep too.
Yeah, just nap during the day.
Yeah.
Nap after you wake up.
I'm taking a nap!
You want to take a nap?
I'm taking a nap here.
Okay, take a nap right there then. Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, actually.
So wake up,
Yeah, wake up, eat, nap. Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah.
Just, find that moment, the spot underneath the sun, and just that nice, warm, just lie there and then just, nap. It's kind of nice, basking in the sun. Yeah.
Or a nice bath, actually. Nice bath, nice book, some music,
Candles.
bubbles,
Well,
candles.
this-
Is
Candles.
This is
Bath bomb.
real bougie right about now. I ain't got space in my bathroom for a bathtub right about now, so
Nice. Just use a trash can. Have you seen those athletes ice bucket?
Yeah,
just
ice bath.
sit in.
I guess,
Literally standing in a wheelie bin.
Oh, nice, fun,
they're-
exactly. Very
It does the
restful.
job.
Yeah, it's still a bath. Fits the definition.
Yeah.
Submerging water.
Yeah.
But after doing all this, do you actually feel rested?
After bath, yeah.
After an ice bath?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Well,
my gosh.
anyways, so, there are different things that we can do to, relieve stress and whatnot, but we've seen the sermon that ultimate rest comes in Jesus. And so Jacob's talking about the ark and how that signifies God's presence. And I mean, Noah's Ark is, I guess, just imagine, a man being approached by God and being asked hey, build an ark to, save most of mankind.
Mm-hmm.
Think about not being in the ark, right? And being outside and you see the ark float off and you're kind of treading water. It's bye. I mean, it's kind of a pretty nasty end to your life, right?
I'd regret not learning how to swim.
Oh yeah. But then again, back then, in those times, were you able to learn how to swim? I don't know.
I think it's even worse if you know how to swim. You'd be I can survive. I can survive. No, I can't.
Oh no, crap.
No, I can't.
and then boom. But I don't know, that's crazy, right? Just to think at the moment, that's, I guess, to some people, it really was the end of the world and end times, right? Oh my gosh, it's the end times. And I know people might, talk about how actually the end is near right now with COVID happening and the wars and everything. I don't know, what do you guys feel? Do you guys feel we are living in the end times, or I don't know, what was your views growing up with the end times?
As a Gen Z, I grew up thinking the world will end in 2012.
Because of the movie?
We made a movie about it.
True.
And grew up watching a lot of apocalyptic films. I actually made an apocalyptic film.
Oh, really? For school?
For school, yeah.
Oh.
So, which kind of predicted COVID. So, kind of sus.
Oh.
But
Are you to blame for all of this?
It's your fault.
I shot
Gen
me
Zs.
passing out masks in the middle of the street. People are being confused.
Wow, you are to blame for
Yeah.
all of this.
Wow, okay.
Back then it was free, and now it's $50 for pack.
Yeah.
But I don't think so. I still think humanity still has a final kick before the end time comes. But we're pretty close. We're on the cliff now, edge of the cliff.
Yeah. So I know growing up, the end times, I remember what was associated with the end times was basically being left behind. That Left Behind series where, this image of clothes on the floor and the body's gone. It's just oh my goodness, everyone's gone. This is the end times. Yeah, so I think I was terrified because I didn't want to be like finding myself like, oh my gosh, there's clothes everywhere and there's no one around. Like, am I left behind?
So everything begins with the rapture.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, whether or not we live in the end times, like maybe, you know, some might argue, yes, for sure, everything happening. But, and I guess, I mean, it depends on how long this end times, right? It didn't say how long it's going to be, but it did say that, you know, when Jesus comes, it's just going to happen like this. No one knows, you know, the time and the hour. So, I mean, I don't think it's something that we need to be stressed out about or like be anxious or be worried. I think it's something that we can just continue to live in hope that with Jesus, you know, whatever times that we may live in, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's tough, but we can still pray. We can still.
It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be okay. Like we can still pray. We can still, you know, hold on to hope that at the end of the day, Jesus is still there in the midst of all. So, I have, you know, faith that it's still gonna be okay, despite things looking a little bit spicy, dicey.
Spicy.
How do I say spicy? I meant to say dicey, but
It's
yes.
spicy flu.
Spicy. Like I said, the ark represents, you know, the presence of God and how there is no safer place to be than to be in God's presence. And I guess, you know, and a fun fact that actually what Jacob shared in his sermon, I thought it was really cool, was he was talking about how like when the ark finally rested on top of the mountain, it was kind of like the same time as the same time of the month that Jesus was resurrected. Like, so for example, he said, on the 17th day of the month, the ark came to rest on the highest point of Mount Ararat. And then on the 17th day of the same month, Jesus has been resurrected and gone into heaven and seated at the right hand of God. I mean, I thought that was a pretty cool correlation right there. Cool. You know, that after 3 days, I guess, of, you know, of what we, I guess, rest, you know, Jesus was resurrected. So, I mean, I think what Jacob said was like how we're called to rest in Jesus, to rise above the flood and reign with him in the heavenly places. I mean, I think that's pretty encouraging to know that with Jesus, we are, you know, rising above, you know, I guess, worries, anxiety. Like, we don't have to feel defeated. But like what Jacob said, we find rest in Jesus. So I guess, what are some ways that you've been finding rest in Jesus? You know, experiencing rest in his presence?
2 in the bath, worship music. Just put your hands up.
Wow, you're really painting us a picture here.
But yeah, the things Merrick City's pulling out, pretty good.
Yeah.
Re-soaking. Yeah. And books, whatever books. Like even just reading the Bible and reading numbers, it's like somewhat therapeutic, you know.
Numbers, with all those numbers?
Yeah, you're just like, here's a fun fact that I won't remember tomorrow morning.
Wow.
Do you read that in the bath as well, or just
Just a Bible.
just holding the Bible?
In Numbers chapter, well, I can't imagine.
It's my replacement of a rubber ducky, you know, it floats on water.
Oh, nice.
It's its own ark.
Maybe not in the bath. Just
In the shower?
no, not even. Just sitting in my bedroom, turn on the music, and then just chillax.
I'm just imagining like Nathan alone in his room and his
Just staring into space.
It's just really dark.
There's just like a little spotlight on top of him. Just imagine his like mom walking, he's like, "仔啊，做咩啊?" You know?
And it's just like,
Jesus.
And then just slipping out, close the door. he's fine. But yeah, just like turn on worship music and then just chill in my room.
Yeah, I mean, definitely worship does have a huge part as well where I find rest. I mean, sometimes though, I can also just lie down on the floor and just be like, just lie in God's presence. Like, I don't know, just
help me.
And sometimes I knock out, but that's okay. Like, you know, God can speak to me in my dreams or that state of like half consciousness. But definitely also going into the word. Sometimes like when I open up the word and that's just this relevant word that just is needed at that moment in time, it just brings rest to my soul. And like what Ben said, like Maverick City has just been amazing. You know, their lyrics are like really just so timely in my life. So I've been listening to a lot of Maverick City as well.
I think what's also important is the absence of things. So like the absence of distractions.
Yeah.
Like how you can sit in your room or
Yeah.
I don't know, in the bath.
Yeah.
But
He has the luxury.
if you have distractions around, like I know if I have my PlayStation around, I can just go, oh, it's there, and
Yeah,
like, go and do
exactly.
that instead. But really, it's just more important to like cut out the distractions as much as you can, and then spend time with God rather
Exactly. It definitely takes a lot of intentionality as well, because it's just like you mean your phone, like my phone is just right there, right? So as I'm like opening my Bible and about to read, I can just be like, let me just play one quick game, of Rummy Cup on my phone.
Oh my gosh.
It's like an hour later,
I feel called out.
and then an hour later, it's like, oh, it's late, So
because it might feel restful at the time,
Yeah.
turning off your brain,
yeah,
but then really after it's all said and done, it may not be.
Yeah.
So
So, I mean, even I'm challenged, like, when I enter my room, it's like no games, no whatsoever. It's just like, it's my time with God. Like, this is my sanctuary. Like, so let me just focus my attention on God. If I want to play games, just leave it outside. I mean, I am challenged to do that right now. Yeah.
I should do that too. Leave my phone outside.
Yeah.
Just so I don't play Rummy Cup until like 2 a.m.
I know, right?
you too?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I didn't want to download it. And then when I
Wait,
did,
am I the only one?
yeah, you did get on the train.
Yeah.
Even
Even
Lexine's
probably
is on it.
She's
Yeah.
probably playing it right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this-
Called out.
wow.
That
especially-
reaction is telling us everything.
Yep, she is.
Yeah.
Are you losing? Are you losing? Is that it? All right. Well, why don't in the chat? Why don't you let us know ways that you are resting in God's presence, something that you're doing to find rest, whether it be like out on walks or worship, and it might also inspire us to maybe experiment, finding rest that way as well.
Yeah, and then we'll share the best responses.
Exactly. Well, yep, I think that's it. Again, thank you so much, Ben, for being part of the team. And,
Thanks, Ben.
We wish you the best in Scotland.
Be prepared to edit while you're in Scotland. Thanks.
Yeah. Hopefully you don't come back in like 2 months. I'm like, sorry guys, it's COVID. I'm back. And they're like,
I mean, I think it's COVID regardless. So.
Have fun.
bye.
Be safe.
And on that note, bye.
Bye.
Bye.